Hello Z31 community, here with a little tutorial on how to rebuild the switches here, since they like to do that, which they're not supposed to. They're supposed to move over, and then when you let go, pop back into center position. Otherwise, they stay in whichever position you push them in, and you don't sometimes you just don't even realize it until you hear the mirror on the side of your car grinding gears. So let's take care of this. Alright, I've already been in this unit once. I haven't done any other work aside from opening it, but what I have is a large flathead about the same size as the tabs, and I work in here. Yes, it can be finicky, and we have access to that. I'm going to set the top half over there and just let it fall apart on itself. Here you can see I've already been in there, and there's even more junk getting on it. Just take yourself a paper towel, wipe the majority of this off. Then you'll want to come back with some isopropyl alcohol. I use 99%. You can use the 70 whatever percent that's available at your local drugstore, but I'm going to clean the majority of that up, get it looking better. Now what you can see is that it clearly has oxidation on there, and we don't want that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use some Brasso. Get another piece of paper towel. Now, I'm not going to go crazy with this. It's got about a pea size on there. I'm going to rub it in because I don't want this going all over the place. I want it to get it to absorb into the paper towel. This very cheap paper towel. Rub and polish these contacts up all nice like. I got that off that one side. Now I'm gonna fold the paper towel over, put Brasso on it again. Mine is rather corroded, so I am going to use a fiberglass pin just to be sure that these contacts are in fact free of corrosion. Just lightly going over it, not enough to do any kind of real scratching. Looks awful, but it is not. Alright, now that that is polished up, going to come back with a fresh paper towel square and some isopropyl alcohol. On a small paintbrush. That way I can get into those vias on the board as well. There we go. That is much better. Nice and smooth, free of corrosion. Now that that is cleaned up, dielectric grease. Don't need to go crazy with it. A couple dabs will do. Less is more in this situation. Just to protect it and lubricate the surface. And we're done with this portion. Now, out of the other portion, we'll have these slides, contacts I should say. These we will need to clean up. You can do that with hand soap, dish liquid, well, whatever soap you have around the house will be fine. And we're going to scrub those up in a minute. Now, in order to get the little knobs off, in my case, these are pretty rusty, so this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. But if yours isn't, then the spring in there should compress. Mine is going to be difficult, but there. In order to get it off, you need to push down 90 degrees, slide off. See that? That's why. I'm going to take those out, and you have to, in order to get them out, you have to do the same movement again, only this time turn that, and you can slide it out. And this is the reason why these switches go all floppy, because this spring and this plastic slide here will get jammed on a rusty post. Okay, now that we have these parts out, what I'm going to do is, since they are compressed at the moment, all as far down as they will go, I'm going to take a Dremel I'm going to attach a small wire wheel to it, turn this down, now we have that portion of the shaft clean. Be careful not to lose these little pins. They do like to move around a bit, so be careful of that. If you want to be sure you don't lose them, just take it out, set it aside, and you'll be fine. Now, press down like that. Now that that shaft is smooth and debris free, take that off. Now we're left with the entire bare shaft, so I'm going to clean it up. Like that. Now that there's no more corrosion on there, the plastic slide should move freely, like so. I'm going to do the same for the other parts. Okay, now that all the parts are clean, we can address one last issue. That is, if yours are anything like mine, they'll be rough here and rough on the bottom of the knob, which interfaces with this area. You want smooth action on that. So, take the Dremel again, along with this little sanding wheel. Do that anywhere it's rough. Now mind you, you want to be careful about this. You don't want to go too crazy with it and mess things up. You just want this to get smooth. So once it's sanded, I will take this off and I will set that to the side. Take these and plastic polish. Just want to get this as smooth as we can without going overboard. Yeah, that's nice and smooth. There we go. That's nice. Alright, now that all the rough surface is dealt with, should glide around on the surface here, the socket area, quite nicely. Now, turn this on its side, and we're going to reassemble this. First things first, grease. Want something that's going to be compatible with plastic. This synthetic gearbox grease for RC cars is what I'm going to use. A little bit on there. Paint it onto these rails here. Do there. I'm going to want to put a little bit down here on the bottom side of the openings. Just a little, not a ton. Just a little bit. Now, take this part. One side will have sharper edges than the other. Put the smooth sides down. Like so. And we will take our rods here and get a little grease on those. So, and take these springs, put them on those, put that on there, work it on a little bit, and do you have that? Put our pins back in, maybe a little finicky. Going to use some small pliers for this. There we go. Just like that. That's the kind of action we want from the get-go. Repeat the process with the other side. That one doesn't seem to have that much spring left, so stretch it just a little bit, not a ton. And put the pin back in this side, like so. There we go. And then we will take it, and if you remember, this will only insert one way. Press it in, turn, and it's locked in there. You want the rectangular shape to, of course, match the rectangular shape of this. Do that with the other side. Oop. Go. Okay. Nice and springy, that's what you want. And we'll go out here. Press in. You got the keyway there. Bring it down. Twist it. Like that. It'll only twist one direction. Like that. Then bring it up. And that is how it is supposed to function. Not supposed to just go and stay there. This is wobbling around because it's not in its holder right now. This is not in its little sled, I should say. There we go again. Do the same thing on this side. Okay. Now that we have that set up, put our slides back in here. And I'm going to put a little bit of this on there to protect from any rust, and also aid in the movement of everything. That almost done. Get that in about the middle. Then we can take our contact sliders, place them on there. Like so. Alright. Looks good. And here's the end. This will only go on one way. A large tab on one side, small tab on the other. So you can't mess it up. If these tabs are bent out some, bend them in. Just like that. And now we can take the bottom plate. That, and that is how they're supposed to function. I'm not supposed to just go over and stay put. Work them around a bit. Make sure we get that lubricant we put in there spread around on all the surfaces. And wipe off any excess grease that you've got anywhere. And that's it. No more grinding side view mirrors. Hope that helps you out. Good luck with your builds and have a wonderful day.